Bibliophiles of the internet. My name is Adriana and today I thought I would do a top 5 Wednesday video for you. Look at me being so thoughtful. It's what I do. I think about you all the time. I'm like, what would you like to see? That's on my mind. That's what preoccupies my time. I'm just so generous like that, you know? This week's top 5 Wednesday topic is books I wanted to read like yesterday, or books I should have read like yesterday, didn't do my research. Basically, you know that feeling where you're like, oh my god, I want to read all the books, but you can't read all the books. These are the books that kind of fall by the wayside as a result of that. At number 5, we have Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. As many of you know, last year I read Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage, and I freaking loved it. And I've also read some other things and some short stories by Haruki Murakami, and I just really want to read another novel by him. And this book in particular is all about love and regret and pain, and just this story's aesthetic is jumping out at me right now, and I'm like, oh, I want to read you so badly. At number 4, we have Imperfect Light by Benjamin Aleres Sáenz. I just want to read everything that Benjamin Aleres Sáenz has ever written because he's just one of my authors who I connect with on such a strong and personal level. His writing just really gets under my skin and he totally gets it. He has this knack for writing these very simple, very straightforward sentences that just linger and that have me reeling for like years. And like I said, I would really love to read everything that he's ever done, but it's just not physically possible for me to read all of his books at once. So this is the next one that I would really like to tackle. And next we have Stormdancer by Jay Kristoff. I bought this book last year. I even bought the sequel because I'm just so confident that I'm going to love this fantasy series, and I haven't started it yet. Every time I talk about this book and how it is a Japanese-inspired steampunk fantasy fusion, I'm just like, this book was written for me. It's everything I never knew that I needed in novel form. Why haven't you read it yet, Adriana? I constantly berate myself for not having read this book yet. At number 2, no surprise here, is the Mistborn Trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. And again, as to why I haven't read this book yet is because I am a commitment phobe when it comes to trilogies or series. That's just who I am. I'm like, who has time for this when I could be reading a standalone? And also the hype for this series is just so monumentally huge that it's almost made me skeptical. And don't waste your breath and tell me that this series is amazing, because that's what everyone says, and I'm just not gonna believe it until I read it for myself and judge it for myself. And at number 1, we have Ancillary Sword by Ann Leckie. This is the sequel to the highly acclaimed, award-studded first book, Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie, which is absolutely incredible if you have not read that yet. It's a phenomenal story, whichever way you look at it, from any angle that you tackle it. It's just incredible. The characters are insanely good. The writing continues to blow my mind, but it is kind of a denser read that you really have to take your time with. And again, as a full-time college student, time is just the most precious commodity, and I don't have nearly enough of it as I would like to spread around as I would like and to read as many things as I would like. And I really know myself as a reader, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I like to read the books in this series at a much slower pace than other books, at a much more relaxed pace, and I really like to take my time with it. So I know in the back of my mind that when I try to read this book, it will take me 2 or 3 weeks, and that would only be 1 book read as opposed to 2 or 3 other books I could read in the same amount of time. So that's basically the conundrum that I face every single time I think about reading this book, which again, I have been thinking about reading this book every single month this year so far. In fact, I had every intention to read this book in January, and now we're in April. How did that happen? So these are my top 5 books that I wanted to read like yesterday. We'll see how many of them I actually get to this year. In the comments down below, please let me know what are some books that you would really like to read that you've been putting off for whatever reason. Let me know, hit me up, because I know I'm not the only person who has this problem. And that's everything I have for this Top 5 Wednesday video today, so thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page. Bye! Guys, I am so tired. I stayed up like all night last night reading fan fiction, and then I had to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, and I was reading fan fiction knowing that I had to wake up at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And what are these life decisions, am I right?